Greetings, psychology aspirants. In this video, we are going to look at the BHU MA Psychology 2019 entrance paper. So we are going to do some questions from the entrance examination paper of MA Psychology 2019 for Banaras Hindu University. So in the previous video, I have already done the entrance exam of 2020 for Masters in Psychology. In this video, we are going to look at the more previous paper, which is the 2019 MA Psychology entrance exam for BHU. All right. So without any delay, let's move on to the questions. So the first question that is there is from the statistics part, the summations of the deviations of each score of the distribution from which of the following would always be equal to 0. So they are asking from which of the distribution given below, mode, assumed mean, true mean, median, out of these four, when we subtract the deviations from any of these, we get 0. But in which distribution? We need to know this. So the answer is true mean. You can imagine it like a balance. So mean is in the middle, and the left negative deviations cancel out the positive deviations. And mean is kind of a balance between the negative and the positive deviations of the score from an average. So when you subtract deviations from true mean, or you uh, summate, you add all the deviations from the true mean, the negative deviations with the minus sign cancel out the positive deviations, and the end result is 0. So we have correct answer here is this. Before moving on to the next question, let me share how you can attempt this question paper. This paper is accessible on our website, powerwithinpsychology.com. You can go to the website. On the top, you will find the option of test series. You go to the Masters in Psychology section and click the Jumbo Pack. You click there and you can see all the test papers that are there for my MA entrance exams. You can click on the BHU and there you will get the option of BHU exam 2019 entrance paper, and then you can just try the test. Okay. Let's come back to the questions now again. Second question, if in a distribution, a large number of scores are concentrated towards the side of higher score, then what out of the following would be the distribution be called as? So that would be a negatively skewed distribution, because in this case, the distribution will, a lot of scores will be on the right side, the higher side. On the left side, there will be less score. So it will be like this. On the left side, the graph will be very low. In that sense, we say that the graph or the distribution is negatively skewed, is skewed on the negative side, on the left side. Okay. So B is the correct option here. Next, if mean is 60, standard deviation is 8, what will be the range of the scores? So if you see a normal curve, usually most of the scores lie in the range of plus minus 2 standard deviation from the mean. So if there is a mean, around 67 to 68% scores are in the plus 1 deviation, and similarly on the minus 1 deviation. And some of the scores then are on the plus 2 deviation, and some scores are on the minus 2 deviation, which is the normal probability curve. Only a small negligible amount of scores are then left. So if we consider majority of the scores, we can consider 60 and calculate plus 2 deviations on the right side and minus 2 deviations on the left side. So you can add 60 plus 16, 2 standard deviations. And on the left side also you can calculate 60 minus 2 standard deviations. So which will give you 40, this will give you 44 to 76 range. So that will be the range of your scores in the distribution. Next. So this is a question from the statistics methods. Now they are asking if there are intergroup differences, how can we ascertain it? So we want to confirm the group differences. Between the subgroups, there are many groups, and there are two independent variables. This is not one independent variable. So to compare the means and to find the difference between the means between many groups or more than two groups, we use ANOVA. But in this case, we cannot use just one-way ANOVA because there are two independent variables. So we will be using here factor analysis of variance. Factor analysis of variance is used when there are more than when there are two independent variables and there are more than two independent groups. Okay, so the option is correct here. We will move to the next question. Sensitization, effect of maturation, and instrumental decay is seen in which kind of research design? This is seen in pre-test and post-test, because pre-test and post-test includes an interval, time interval. In that time interval, your participants can be sensitized to different stimuli. They can have a maturity level. For example, in longitudinal studies, they can grow mentally and physically. And in instrumental decay, in the sense of a time interval, instrument decay can happen. So it happens in pre-test and post-test design. Next. Which is the most appropriate for controlling extraneous variables, fatigue, habituation, practice, and anticipation? So method of counterbalancing is used. In counterbalancing, you use different conditions for your participants so that your participants do not get habituated to a certain order of sequence, that this study, this experiment will happen in a certain sequence of order. And fatigue, habituation, practice, and anticipation can happen if there is a sequence. So counterbalancing takes care of that sequence, and in repeated measure design or within subject design, you can give different kind of conditions or different kind of order of sequence to your participants. So B option will be correct here. Now in this question, they are asking formula of standard deviation. If X is your score, M is mean, and N is now total number of people. So this will be the correct answer, C option, because your standard deviation is the square root of sum of square deviations divided by n minus 1. So option C is correct here. Next question. Which of the following is not a function of a good research design? So A is the correct answer here, because a good research design includes making an adequate research plan, or an adequate research plan includes a good research design. So it is not a function of a good research design to plan a good research or to have a good research plan. When you have an adequate research plan, in that research plan, you have a good research design. So this is A is not a function of a good research design, but it is the vice versa. Okay. So next question. Which of the following measures by team coach would not be effective in enhancing the morale of the sports team? So that will be option C, because it can actually have the opposite effect for the team members. A major difficulty we encounter in problem solving is the cognitive limitations imposed by the correct answer will be short-term memory here, because short-term memory includes working memory, and working memory holds the information for some time when you are involved in problem solving. If your working memory or short-term memory is limited, then your problem solving capacity can be limited by consequently. A hypothesis which states that a specific relationship holds good for at least one case is called as dash hypothesis. Now, this is existential hypothesis that a specific relationship will hold at least good for one case, for at least one case. So that is existential hypothesis. Next, which is not true about a hypothesis. So hypothesis, if you look at the four options, if the fourth option unrelated to test and tool development, this is not true. Your hypothesis is related to what kind of tools and instruments you are going to use. Next question. Which of the following consumer decision style is characterized by? So they are asking which is this consumer decision style. There are different styles and concepts of consumer decisions, how they take decisions. In this one, consumers' tendency to follow a routine purchase pattern or purchase not involving evaluation and having a well-formed pattern. So they're saying there is a pattern, there is a habit out of it. So this is habitual loyalty. All right? You are basically you are being loyal or you are being followed by the pattern or your habit as a consumer. Next question. Which of the following would not be a very appropriate source for searching a research problem? So that is general literature. Because a general literature is very vast. Though it's not the wrong way of doing it, but it is the best answer here in this question, because out of these four options, general literature is very vast, can take a lot of time, and it will not be possible for you to go through all the literature. On the other hand, expert suggestion, focused research journals, previous research work can guide you towards your specific topic or goal in a better way. Okay. Which of the following is not a relevant consideration for selecting a research problem? Correct answer is option A. Because your hypothesis or a research problem doesn't have to be a positive statement. According to which theory, problem solving is conceptualized as this? An effort to reorganize the situation. So first is there is preparation, understanding the problem. Second, display of a combination of goal-directed behaviors. So trying to work on the understanding of the problems and not using trial and error responses to find the solution. So where you follow a step-by-step information-based approach to try to understand the problem and find the solutions. That is information processing theory. Definitely it won't be behavioristic or psychoanalytical theory. Gestalt theory focus on the features of the task rather than on the process of how problem is being solved. So option B is correct here. Which of the following is not an emotional motive for buying behavior? That will be monetary gain. Which of the following refers to subjecting each area of company's activity to systematic critical examination with the object of minimizing loss due to accident? So the question basically is asking which is the process uh, that examines whether organizations, companies, security features, security processes are effective or not, so that the loss is not high. Now, this is safety inspection. A very related term is safety audit also. But safety audit is actually done to see how effective are the safety inspection processes. So the basic examination that is done for the safety checkups is safety inspection. And to see if safety inspection processes are effective or not, safety audit is done. Okay. At which stage of creative thinking? So creative thinking has 5 stages: preparation, incubation, elimination, and verification. At which stage irrelevant ideas get discarded and the pertinent ideas are focused on a desired goal. So at which stage this happens? This happens at incubation. At incubation, your irrelevant ideas in the mind gets fade out automatically with the help of an unconscious process. On the other hand, whatever thoughts you have get directed with a specific goal. So whatever you're thinking, whatever your ideas are having at a subconscious and unconscious level, it happens in the direction of the goal. This is the incubation stage. Okay. This will be our last question for today. The question is asking to match the stages of cognitive development with the years of the development. So if you see, sensory motor stage will be birth to 2 years, pre-operational will be 2 to 7 years, concrete operational will be 7 to 11, and formal operational will be 11 years and older. In that sense, if you create this way, it will be the option. The option is correct. So we'll do this only today. And if you have any questions, anything that you need to ask regarding these questions, you can just write us in the comments. We will reply you back with your doubts and explanations. Thank you so much. Hope it is helpful. Let me show you the results also. So you can see just a summary of the results here. You can go to the report and you can see the detailed analysis and report. You can see basically how you are compared in top-post comparison. You can see how you are in comparison to the other students who have taken this test also. You can see how you have performed in different sections, and you can click on the time analysis, understanding the time taken for each question. Again, how you have performed in comparison to the other students. So this is kind of a percentile system here. All right, you can also see if you have attempted it multiple times, you can also see how you are improving on each attempt. So you can also click on this report and look at the past attempts and the current attempt. Okay, thank you. So hope this is helpful for you. Take care. We will be bringing more questions and more test papers for you.